Now, for folks that would like to get involved and may not be able to directly come in contact or be at some of the places where you're going to be, do you have a website yet, or is that in the plans?
There will be a website. There will be there will be a medium of which I'm really hoping we're going to be able to market the initiative through at major fights when they're televised on pay-per-view or on HBO or Showtime, other networks all over. I want to get ads out to people, introducing the initiative, having fighters that have had the positive experience, the positive results that the products and the initiative, the treatments and modalities have shown them, and these guys will become spokesmen for the program. And so yes, we're going to become very public with the initiative. It's going to be grassroots. It's got to get to everybody. There's fighters all over the world that need this. I'm focusing at first the fighters that are retired, that need this help to get their life back on track because they're not functioning effectively and efficiently in society. That's the first thing I want to do. And once we've got that organized and in the works, then we'll just try and get the fighters of today. If I have a minute, I'll give you an example. Before I fought Eddie Davis, we had a pretty good idea. I was number 2, then number 1 in the world in 1987. So of course we knew we were going to be fighting for World Championship soon. And Michael Spinks was the champion. So lucky me, I was going to be fighting Michael Spinks, probably the greatest light heavyweight champion of all time. Crazy me, I was willing to. But lucky me, he moved up to fight Larry Holmes right when I was there. But we knew we were going to be fighting him or somebody for a world title soon. And so, of course, preparation is increased, and your enthusiasm is that much more there. And I boxed great fighters for like 10 months in the gym all the time. I was at the Queens Boys Club, and Bobby Cassidy was my trainer, Tommy Gallagher, and they brought people, all kinds of great fighters. I boxed in 86, 87, 85 even, I boxed Iran Barkley hundreds and hundreds of rounds. So then I fought Mustafa Hamsho in a very tough 12-round fight. Then I boxed again for about 5 months, a lot of sparring. I had 15 amateur fights, but I could fight a guy like Ray Leonard because I did a lot of sparring, and that's where I learned my trade. In the gym, I boxed Marvin Johnson for 2 years, hundreds and hundreds of rounds. So before my fight, I had a bunch of injuries, and I was going to have to retire because medically they couldn't be healed. Doctors, specialists, orthopedic specialists told me that injury is a career-ending injury, Donny, you no longer can fight. 6 different times. And these were not healed, I just had to live with them. And my arm was kind of weird, the knuckle, the lining in the knuckle of my joint of this knuckle was split. This hand here was fractured, and therefore the knuckle is shorter, so that made this knuckle take all the punches, which eventually damaged this one because they didn't have the support of the first one. This hand is a complete mess. I had many injuries, and medicine didn't have a solution for them. I had migraine headaches because I had a nerve entrapment in my neck. There's no solution for this. Anyway, tennis elbow on both elbows. I couldn't straighten my elbows. I went to a therapist. Dave Wolf, my manager, didn't spare a dime. He had me with the best orthopedic specialists and the best rehabilitation programs, but they just weren't doing the job. Dave told me he was going to get me a fight with Jean-Marie Amibe in the Ivory Coast of Africa for $150,000. This is 1987. It was a bit of money then. And he goes, I'm not taking anything. You're taking all of it, but you can't train for the fight, Donny. It doesn't look good. You're fighting in his hometown, but you're going to have some money and you're going to get on with your life. A friend of mine heard this. She was from Denmark. She was a massage therapist, and she does many other different natural rehabilitation modalities. And she worked on me all the time, whether I had money or not at the time. And she said, Donny, I know somebody in Denmark who's going to help you. And so we brought this guy down from Denmark, and literally with his hands, he fixed these injuries. That's how I fought for 15 more years after that. And I got better and better and healthier as I was going because I knew how to heal myself through this man. There's a work now called active release technique. I hear of athletes all the time, oh, torn rotator cuff, knee injury, they're out for 6 weeks. Or, are you kidding me? Active release technique and fix stuff like that. I had 19 years I couldn't exterior rotate this arm. That's why my arm was like this when I boxed. For 19 years in one treatment. The guy who invented active release technique, activereleasetechnique.com. Find a practitioner near you if you have an injury. One treatment. I couldn't do this I couldn't go past here for 19 years. 2 surgeries. I've got a pin in here. The doctor goes, Donnie, you've got a bolt in your shoulder. That's so you can't do that, because if you do that, you'll tear your shoulder out. It's injured. You can't do that. One treatment. Okay, $100. My shoulder's fixed. So when you have experiences like this, you realize the power of natural medicine. And so before the Davis fight, Ken was the guy's name who was helping me. Said, Donnie, how you feeling? I said, Ken, I feel great. My best mile ever was 6:20. After he worked on my psoas muscle, I went to 5:17 the next day. Took over a minute off my best mile in one day, one treatment. I felt great. My shoulder was a lot better. He didn't fix it 100%, but he got it way better than any therapist could. Years of therapy, $150 an hour. Did 3 or 4% more range of motion I gained. All of it, one treatment, when I went to the guy who invented the word. Anyway, just before the Davis fight, he says, how you feeling? And I tell him I'm feeling great, blah, blah, blah. And he goes, and I said, but I got to tell you, honestly, my head feels like a watermelon that's been run over by a truck. I'm cloudy in my head. I don't feel sharp. I don't feel good in my head. He goes, oh, shoot, I never thought of that part. Yeah, well, let's just do some cranial sacral work. He worked on me a treatment, and I'm sure he did 2 or 3 more after that. I don't remember exactly, because we were doing all kinds of body work to heal me while I was training for these fights. And I literally felt like I was 11 years old. That's the analogy that came to my mind. I feel like I'm 11 years old. My head is as clear as can be, razor sharp. Everybody saw or any boxing fans who saw the Eddie Davis fight saw how sharp I was. He fought Michael Spinks. He fought all kinds of guys, many, many, many rounds. Dwight Braxton, many people. I destroyed him in 1 round and 20 seconds because I was as sharp as could be. And I've experienced these treatments. I've experienced these treatments. I know the benefit of them. I don't need to, have a medical degree to share the reality that there are modalities out there that can help athletes in a very big way, that cost very little money, that are available to everybody all over the world, legal licensed practitioners of these modalities, but they're naturopaths or chiropractors that are licensed to do these works, and or products that people just don't know about. One product called Cell Food, as I mentioned earlier, it was invented by the guy who invented fission technology, which created the atom bomb. This isn't like some guy in some, organic lab trying to make something out of a plant. This is a scientist who invented fission technology, and he went, I can't believe they used my knowledge to destroy things. So from this point on in my practice, in my laboratory, we were never going to create anything other than things that help people. And he created what's called Cell Food 40 years ago. I didn't know about it. I just found out about it because that same guy in Denmark, I went to him when I found out a friend, I won't say your name, but I wish you would go deal with this stuff this way, seeing the doctors, of course, has cancer, lymphomic cancer. I got a hold of my friend, what do we do with lymphomic cancer? He gave me his idea of what to do with it, since he had gotten rid of lymphomic cancer on himself 2 years previously through natural remedies. So I looked at this stuff and I'm like, geez, this could help a lot of other things too, right? And I started talking to him about it. And these are the products. These things oxygenate and feed the blood, oxygenate the brain. And so if our cells can live a little longer, have a little oxygen, have a little nutrition, it's not going to hurt anybody. Probably going to help a few guys. So guys, we're going to get to you, and we're going to get the products to you. We're not asking for money. We're not asking fighters for any money. We're going to get the stuff to them. We're going to get the money behind me, and we're going to get it out there. And anybody and everybody who's interested and willing, Donny LaLonde with a Y @gmail.com. Get a hold of me. We'll get you on the program, and I'm in your corner. We're going to make this work.
All right, Donnie, thank you, and definitely keep us abreast of developments with the initiative, and good luck with everything. I think it's a very noble endeavor.
Thank you.
All right, thank you for your time.